of his hurdles to get back in the
Yeah,
lineup?
so far, knowing that he wanted to play yesterday, and he, as you well know, but we followed everything you can, but there'll be a different level out there, just like Max, but get Max out there tonight, get Tomas out there tonight, so trying to work these guys in little by little. Smitty's going to probably play tomorrow.
Did you consider giving Pete the day after what happened yesterday and getting Dom in there?
It's just the opposite. First thing, Pete came up just to treat, make sure everything was all right, and came back down to make sure I knew how much he needed to play and wanted to play today.
So he thought he was going to first base last night before you grabbed him by the belt and pulled him backwards.
That was a big belt. So, stretch too.
Was that last night
or
today when he told you that he appreciated getting in there or wanted to get back in there?
No, I don't think he never told me he appreciated it.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
I say that. I might have. No, last night he just said, "Hey, I'm in there tomorrow."
Okay,
I'm in
gotcha.
there, And we go over that stuff every night with the workload, so to speak. But we'll continue to try to take advantage of it because we have players we can move around. Hoping to get everybody in there here shortly before a start, and then once we get into the routine a little bit, hopefully we can keep people healthy.
Look, what does it mean to have a guy like Scherzer in that room who's already won a World Series, and what do you think it means for that clubhouse?
Well, initially, the words carry a lot of weight. Even it's like a guy like Craig Borenson, who's got 2 World Championship rings as a bullpen coach. But you still have to kind of back it up. He knows that more than anybody. But that's why so many good things that guys like Robbie say. And then he goes out there and gets 2 or 3 hits and plays the way he did last night. It gives it a lot of validity. So, everybody in there knows Max's background. So,
Buck, speaking of Robbie, when you see him start a rally by bunting against the shift and then getting another hit the other way against the shift, even to this point, does it baffle you why more guys don't look to do that and approach it?
Well, I don't want to give away where other teams start changing things, but most of the time guys who don't change their bat angle are the guys that you can stay there. Like, you're looking last night, Diaz was pitching, throwing 100, and guys were still in pull mode. You'd think it should shift around the other way. That's what's always I found strange about shifting, that as long as the bat angle doesn't change, the ball's still going to go to a certain area when they hit it. But that is such an energizing moment for a team when a veteran player with his status says, okay, the heck of what's best for me individually, this is what's best for the team that I bunt here. That energizes the dugout, and it really de-energizes the other team. Very few times does something bad follow that. I don't know, but it's also one of those things every team talks about in the spring. And the first time somebody fails that or fouls the ball off or somehow they just don't do it. So hopefully, we had 2 attempts last night. Mac bunted on his own last night because the first baseman was playing behind the runner instead of in front of him. And, that's a base hit if he gets it down. He didn't quite keep it fair.
And when you say it energizes the bench, was that palpable and noticeable last night? The guys pick up chatter or whatever it was?
No, I would say chatter. You can just feel
just
it. There's so many things that you just feel there's now something good's going to happen type thing. So, that was a key moment. I thought a 2-0 changeup that Tyler threw last night was a big moment too to Cruz.
Now you're convinced it's a changeup?
Yeah, I went back. Changeup. I went, really? Now I'm like,
I think it had some bite on it.
Yeah. I first thought he broke out a new pitch or something.
With Max tonight, what will the process be like in the game when you're getting a sense of how his leg is, how long he'll be able to go, things like that?
Like what am I going to use to take him out?
No. Just like in terms of discussion after every inning, or let Jeremy handle it, or.
I think I know Max well enough now. He's not going to put the team in harm's way, which is the same thing with him. He's been very forthright with everything, and I expect that to continue. And I'm going to give, he deserves and earned that right in that respect. He'll tell us if there's an issue.
What did you like about the way your offense was working yesterday?
Well, it's what everybody's trying to do in baseball. You're trying to pass the baton. You know, you're trying to make them grind every at bat. You know, you look up there, and sometimes you don't score a run, but you can win the inning. It sets up the rest of the game. It's a little tougher now when we're at 14, 15 pitchers. When we get down to 13, it'll even play more. But I think I enjoyed the way they grinded at bats and kept passing the baton to somebody else and took, I think the most unhappy moment was when I remember one guy came in and was really ticked off. He swung at a pitch out of the zone. That's good to hear. Eric and Jeremy have done a great job. I hear the whacking down there early in the afternoon.
You mentioned Dom earlier. What's their thought of DHing him today, or after Robbie's day yesterday? Do you kind of want to reward that?
Yeah, I think we answered that, but I'll do it again. Yeah, I thought about it. Pete. I thought it's important for Pete mentally and emotionally too, and physically. It helps our team to be back in there. And the plan was for Robbie to play too, so we're going to do that. And then Smitty will chance that he'll play too. We got it mapped out. We're gonna take full use of Smitty's skills. No way. We're not gonna let anybody over there that we think can really impact us sit around. And that's one thing I challenge our guys with. If we can just keep that a little bit, keep it going in that direction, where regardless of where you are in the batting order, regardless, everybody has a chance to contribute, because we've got a chance. We're gonna need everybody. There's gonna be times when we won't have everybody.
But the persona of this team's offense over most of the last few years seems to have been home run reliant. Last night was obviously different. Is that the profile and persona what we saw last night that you would like for this team to?
You'd like to not be, obviously you wouldn't want to be dependent on it all the time, because as you get, the good pitchers, you don't beat them with a bunch of home runs. They just don't make those mistakes, and so you got to figure out ways to score otherwise. So you want to be able to do that. You want to be able to defend and run the bases. Because by the way, how many forces at third did we have last night? Was that a record?
5.
It seemed like more than that. Huh?
Marte had 3.
Tim was fascinated by that last night.
Or unnerved.
Has there ever been more? Anybody check it?
Unassisted put out by a third baseman.
5 in a row.
We were talking, Dave. I was watching all the hit by pitches with the ball. It's just hard, guys. It's a common theme with everybody, how hard it is to get a good grip. Anybody's put rosin on a baseball in April knows what I'm talking about. Never quite figured out how hitters can have pine tar, batting gloves, and wrap their bats and everything to hold on to the tool that they are supposed to work with, what a pitcher can't. That seems fair. But the problem is they took it and ran too far with it. So hopefully we can find a happy medium. So this is a challenge right now with these guys gripping the baseball.
Buck, just because you mentioned it, do you think that pitch was so important, just not only to get him kind of back in the count, but also because it allows him maybe to beat him with that fastball in the next pitch?
I'm sorry, you're talking. I missed the first part.
The cruise at bat from the hill.
Talking about the changeup?
The 2-0 change.
Yeah, because
following it with the fastball.
Well, think about it. Put yourself in Nelly's shoes. This young man just threw me a 2-0 changeup. Now what am I looking for?
Right. So you got to be a little protective.
Yeah. He's like, okay, if he's got that much confidence, 2-0. And then you're asking yourself, is he reading my bubblegum card? Or is he just, that's who he is? And a lot of times your offense is kind of dictated by who's catching too. I'm really impressed with their catcher. My gosh, he's a good looking player, huh? He's a good looking player. That's what you get for Max, right? But no, it's just, I think, have that. Good pitchers have an imagination. And a lot of times the good catchers are the ones that are having that imagination for them.
Yeah.
Be interested to know if Mac called that or he shook to it. Hadn't gotten there yet.
Buck, any concern with the hit by pitches carrying over to today? Or you just talking
Concern?
Yeah.
What, that they're going to hit us more?
or that it might be on your hitters' minds?
Will it be on our hitters' minds? Not really. all of us, can very. I'm not saying you are. We can all very smugly say, well, they should feel this way or they should feel that way. Till you sit in that box, well, it really wasn't intentional. Yeah, but it hit me in the mouth, or it hit me in the shoulder, almost hit me in the neck. I mean, if you've been hit by a pitch, it hurts, and but it's our job too to understand reality. I mean, do you think the ball that hit McCann in the foot was intentional? Hey, I'm gonna take a cutter, a slider, and I'm gonna hit him in the front toe. It's just, I'm not making light of it because it's dangerous. I work, with the baseballs and stuff. It's dangerous. These guys, if you see where they're gonna pitch, you see how their guys set up, up underneath the hitter and in. You better have command in there. And if you don't have, I've done this with pitchers. If he doesn't have command, you can't let him pitch in there, or you can't let him make your club.
Well, you see how angry your guys got when Pete got hit, and rightfully so, and McCann got hit pretty high up, too. I mean, obviously there's ways to police that inside the game, by the way things are played. Does that type of stuff work? I mean, the Mets have been a team, I think, in the past 4 years or so, they've been hit more than anybody else. Do you have to kind of have, attitude's probably not the right word, but at least
You're gonna have a hard time
police
getting a
it.
question out of this because
I'm trying to figure out a way to
I
say
know
that I
it's
can't
hard
throw it
because I'm sitting there as you're asking, trying to figure out a way to answer it without,
But can you turn the tide on that type of stuff? I guess is just a simple way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. This isn't some. See how big your tail is. I mean, I think we know what's reality and what options are always. But we're not looking. I think the toughest thing is supporting something by your team that's not right. Even though you got to support them because they're your team. That's the one that really gets you in harm's way. Because you still got to do it. One of your players is in the wrong about something, and you still got to back him publicly. But this one, won't be the last time, especially with the way the grip stuff's going on right now. And hey, I understand sometimes it's excuse. Maybe a guy just doesn't have good command. It has nothing to do with the baseball too. So I really didn't answer your question. But, I think we all know that it's hard. It's hard.
I've watched too many Yankees-Rays series. I think that's the problem. Those guys have gone at each other. You've seen a few of them too.
I'll stop there. You guys